This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first guest today is Val Williams from Huron Humane Society. Hi Val, how are you today?
Good, Nancy, how are you?
I'm great, and I'm very excited, as I know you are, because today's the day, the big fundraiser you've been working for a long time on, and it's going to be spectacular.
It is. We have a huge event planned for today. We have the Figurehead Salon of Alpena, who has brought in a stylist from, he's a nationally known stylist from Kansas, actually. He's coming in to do, to support our Humane Society as part of his 50 states tour, where he locates shelters around the country, one shelter per state, and he focuses on raising funds for that shelter that entire day. So what he'll be doing is cutting hair, human hair, I have to say, not animals. You can bring your animals, however, if you'd like. We will have some events going on all day at Figurehead Salon today while he is there providing haircuts to people who have scheduled appointments. And
Okay.
I have to say, he is booked for the most part. If you stop by and he has a few extra minutes, he might be able to do a real quick trim on you or give you a new style. But yeah, we're very excited about it. This fundraiser has been going on now, I believe this is our 4th year of partnering with Patrick Lomantini, who's the stylist, and Barkaid 50 States Tour.
And of course, Alpena kicked it up a notch.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, Alpena has been so supportive for this event. This year will be our biggest auction event that we've had for the Barkaid event in particular. We have probably over 100 or 150 auction items ranging anywhere from gift certificates for services at local businesses to a 30-foot dock that was donated by Hickory Dickory Dock of Oscoda, actually. And I believe that comes installed. So we have some raffles happening, we have some auctions happening where you can bid on items, as well as some free kids games that will be going on. We had some food donated, so we'll have a grill outside and we'll be cooking hot dogs, hamburgers. We have some desserts that we'll have available that people have donated as well or made, and we'll be bringing. And just a lot of stuff happening, t-shirts, all sorts of things to keep people busy, and we should be there till about 7 p.m. tonight.
Okay, and the dock is on display at 7-Eleven.
It is.
If you want to look at it, it may be at the Figurehead by the time this event starts.
Yes.
But a wonderful dock. It's just
beautiful.
I want to win it. I bought 2 tickets for it, so I'm really hoping that I win it.
Yeah, it was a really nice donation and not something that we expected at all. So yeah, we'll be selling tickets for that up until the tickets are drawn, which I believe will be right around 5 or 6 o'clock this evening.
And we just want to let people know, items too numerous to mention on air. So many wonderful gifts donated by wonderful merchants. So come down, buy tickets, watch them cut hair, watch people give donation, bring your animals, do the events, have fun. It's just a wonderful event in our community.
It is, and we will also have, of course, some of our adorable adoptables there.
Yes, you will.
We have a nice canopy set up outside for them in case of rain or too much sun. So we'll have some of our dogs and cats there throughout the day for people to come and meet and view and get to know and possibly maybe adopt and take home.
Yes.
So.
And ultimately, this is a very important fundraiser for our shelter. We're not part of any big groups or anything, and we don't get a lot of money, and we survive on donations, and we really need this to be a good fundraiser.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of people don't realize that we aren't part of some of the bigger organizations, or that most shelters aren't. I can speak for most shelters in saying that. You have your United States Humane Society, American Humane Society, even Michigan Humane Society.
Okay.
So these are larger groups that are funded, nonprofits, but funded by other monies, whereas our money, 89% of our funding comes from the community. So everybody who's watching this program in Alpena, anybody who supports our fundraisers, you are contributing to our budget, to our operations budget. The other, I believe it's like 12% or 11% comes from allocations that we receive from the county, the city, and the township. So that creates a really unique environment for us where we have to continually do fundraisers to sustain our operations. So supporting us at events like this, even if you don't need a haircut or say you want one but you didn't make an appointment, it's worth it to stop by. We probably have something that you would be interested in, and at the same time you can support our Humane Society and we are a no-kill shelter, so we tend to take in the animals that maybe other shelters won't, and we work twice as hard to get them adopted. So you're supporting a good cause when you support the Huron
And you know, the
Humane
day-to-day
Society.
operations, you have to pay power bill, gas bill, you have to have vet care, you have to have food and shelter and all those things, and salaries for the people who work there. You have all those things that you have to do. And when you have something happen like we all read about in the Alpena News recently, where a bunch of animals that you didn't anticipate having to be involved with, you were involved with, bringing them in, getting them set so they can be rehomed. I mean, that really has to attack the budget.
Oh, it does. Medical costs, food costs. We have been very fortunate. We feed Science Diet to the animals that we have in-house because we have a special feeding program. So the community has been really supportive in that, understanding that to change food right now would be just drastic for those animals. So please support us. If you want to donate food, please donate Science Diet food. Call us, find out what type those puppies or dogs or cats are eating right now, because Science Diet does give us a deal and a really nice price break on our food. They were able to donate food as well, the Science Diet company. So that was amazing. But anything else that you might use at your house, we probably need right now because of the overflow, I would say, that we have right now of animals. So bleach, cleaning products, paper towels, towels, we like to use those for cleaning, or also the bigger towels or small blankets for bedding for some of the animals. Pretty much anything that you can think of for your house, we would probably need out at the shelter.
Okay, and volunteers, always really important. I mean, if you have 1 hour a week, we'll take you. Come on out, play with a cat, walk a dog, you know, help do something, fundraisers, lots of phone calls, things you can do to follow up. Just so many things that you need volunteers for.
Absolutely, and I have to brag a little bit here. I found a really cool way to incorporate a volunteer application into our Facebook page. So if you would like to find out more about volunteering for the Huron Humane Society, please go to our Facebook page. There's a link along the left-hand side that says volunteer application. And it actually, as you're filling out the application, you'll get some information on the organization and different things that you can do out there to help us out. And we will respond to that application probably within 5 business days and let you know how we could put you to work.
You know, and I talked to someone the other day and they said, oh, I only have a couple of hours a week and I don't think that would be enough. I said, oh my goodness, it would be enough. And I said, or, you know, donate $2 a week. Just send them a check for, you know, $24 for a year. I said, unbelievable what difference that would make, you know, for $2 a month, I should say. She said, I could only do a couple dollars a month. I said, do it. Because it really does make a difference.
Oh, sure. If everybody in our area, our service area, did $1 a month, that would make a huge difference for us. And also, if you have a couple of hours a week, that's perfect. You can come out for, you know, an hour and walk a dog. We have a beautiful path outside behind the shelter that is kept up very nicely by a volunteer, so you can walk through the woods with an animal, or take Woodward Avenue, take that out to Hamilton and go for a nice long walk that way. The animals appreciate it. 1 hour is plenty of time.
Okay, and today, from 9 o'clock until 7 tonight at the Figurehead in Alpena. Be there for the best fundraiser that's been around for a while.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Val.
Thank you.
I'll be right back with some information about the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena following these messages. Hi, welcome back. My last 2 guests today are Ryan Herrick and Brad Summers. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Now, Ryan, you're the mentoring coordinator at the Boys and Girls Club of Alpena, and I know that it's a big job. As we were talking before we started taping, I used to be a lunch buddy, and now I only get a half hour for lunch, and I can't do it. But I loved it so much. I thought, you know, I'm doing this to help somebody out, but I realized at the end that I got more out of it probably than my young man did that I mentored, and it's just a wonderful thing to do. I'm trying to encourage people to give you a call and become lunch buddy mentors or just community-based mentors.
Well, you know, as you know, obviously, our mentoring program is one of the several programs we have to offer at the club, and I'm very fortunate enough to be in a position that I am to help possibly have the power to make our youth successful. And like you said, too, sometimes the mentor does get more out of it than the mentee does, which is awesome to see. So it works on both ways. So.
And we want families to know out there that if you, you know, if you have children, you think, oh, I don't have time for that, you know, bring a young child into your house, into your family too, and let them mix with your family and be part of the events that you do, simple things that you do with your family that maybe don't happen in this person's home.
And that's a very viable option too. I do have mentors that take their mentees home with them and have the exposure of the life that they have with their kids and things like that. So it's very nice to see, and people don't realize that, you know, just what I say is just a desire to make an impact in an hour a week. Sometimes it doesn't even have to be an hour a week. It can be around your schedule. You know, it can be an hour every other week. So whatever works best for you.
And once someone starts, I know they're going to get hooked and they'll want to do a whole lot more.
It usually is the case, yep. So.
And, you know, we want people to know that, yes, you do have training, you do, you know, you're not thrown into a situation, they
Correct.
do a nice match so that it's someone who's compatible with you and your family and your lifestyle. So it's an easy thing to do.
It's a very easy process. I mean, the best way is just to come stop by the club and see me, or just to call, you know. It's very simple and painless to just have a little list of interests and things like that. You know, I'm not just going to sign someone up just to sign someone up with
Right.
someone and throw them in the mix. You know, we go through a pretty decent process that looks at all their likes, dislikes, and things like that. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Now, Brad, I know the club's closed right now as we're taping this for training, so that's a wonderful thing. Every year you close, the staff gets some training, finds out what's new out there, new programming, all kinds of wonderful things. So when will you be open for the public again?
We open again for the first day of school on Tuesday, September 8th.
Okay.
We open at 2 o'clock and we're open till 6. And then our school year programming begins at that point.
Okay.
And like you said, all of our staff is out on training right now, kind of revamping and getting ready for the school year programming and getting all those skills and resources to make the biggest impact we can on the kids that we serve.
Okay, one of the things that's going to be coming up is the Be Fit Health Fair.
Be Fit Health Fair. Through the Michigan Health Endowment Fund, we are being sponsored to run a Be Fit Health Fair.
Okay.
We're going to be running with some people from the community, partnering with them to provide some physical fitness activities
Okay.
for the kids. Hoping that we can get a Zumba class, we've some yoga, things of that nature. Kind of some fun activities to get kids excited about being physically active. And that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing that we want for the kids to get out of this is to understand that, you know, you can be physically active and have fun at the same time. It's not just work. You know, everybody, you know, a lot of kids, they've got some pretty strong thumbs out there from playing video games, but, you know, to get them active and to get them get that light turned on in their head that, you know, that running around playing football or doing some of these specialized activities can be a lot of fun for them as well.
And Ryan, as we're talking about school starting, unbelievable that our summer is almost over as we're taping today, but the High School Bigs program will be back in full swing again.
Yeah, I hope to get more involved. I did have a couple involved last year that were very detrimental. We just look for more or less teens who are involved in the community, you know, have good grades, have good aspirations for the future and things like that. And we had a couple decent ones that came to the club, and they did very, very well. The kids
Good.
just gravitate towards them, especially if they're into sports and things like that, and they play football and things like that. Then they're just looked at like they're a star, you know, and they just gravitate towards them, which is really awesome to see.
So if they're thinking of they'd like to do a volunteer experience with kids and have fun at the same time, and once again make a difference in someone's life, that they can contact you regarding that too.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
And you know, I'd like to say about that too is I used to judge a lot of scholarship applications for colleges, and one of the first lines is, what's your volunteer experience in your community? So very important that, you know, when you're in a high school, you start to get some of those experiences listed so that you have that, because campuses want well-rounded students.
Exactly.
Okay, and Brad, you know, I know there should be a waiting list. There should be people waiting outside the door every day because you have the best programming, the best things, snacks and dinner every day.
Yep, every day, and it continues during the school year. We had an amazing summer, providing a lot of different resources for the kids, but one of the biggest programs that we run during the year isn't just our social recreation or physical activities or things like that, but it's our food program.
Yes.
It has one of the biggest impacts on the community, and you're able to see the impact on a daily basis when these kids have a hot, nutritious meal to eat, you know, and it definitely, we try to teach those kids different alternatives than what our society kind of goes towards with the fast food and the easy, quick meals. This is a fully catered meal to them. They stand in line. We teach them how to wash hands, you know, to do proper hygiene, those kind of things. But of course, a hot, nutritious meal free of charge on a daily basis is a wonderful opportunity that we can provide for those kids.
And there would be an opportunity in most cases for children to get bused from their school to the Boys and Girls Club, but they need to call Alpena Public Schools to arrange that. We don't do that at the Boys and Girls Club. It's something they need to call the Alpena Public Schools and find out how to get their children there.
Yeah, and that's really it benefits us greatly to have that great partnership with APS like we do. To get those kids after school to our facility is crucial to what we're trying to do. Of course, parents are definitely welcome to call us, and I'm writing down the need, but the best way to do it is just to call the busing garage and just tell them that, you know, we're looking for my kid to come from Ella White or from Besser, so that they have a better idea of where they can fit the kids to get them to our facility and or how they can get them to us.
And start spending quality time with quality people and you know, being taught things that you don't even realize you're being taught while you're being taught. Okay, we only have about 1 minute left, but the best deal in town. Membership $10 a year, $15 for an entire family. You can visit the website or dial 356-0214.
You got it.
Call the number, ask for Ryan or ask for you, Brad, or any of your staff members that answer the phone. They pretty much can answer any of your questions. Let's get those kids signed up so this is a good, successful school year. I guess I would sign them up alone for the schoolwork help, if nothing else.
Absolutely, yeah. Homework help is a big component of what we
Yes.
do after school as well. So if your kid needs a little extra boost or anything like that, we'd be glad to help them out.
We're out of time. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Nancy.
Please stay tuned for Don McMasters following these messages.
Greetings, everyone. Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Don McMaster, a president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest today Melissa Fournier, Director of Nursing at ACC.
Thank you.
Melissa, you've been working really hard over the summer, and I just saw the results of it, and this is an amazing piece of work. 350 pages of a self-study related to accreditation. Could you share with the viewers what accreditation is and why it's important to a nursing program?
Absolutely. Accreditation speaks to all schools being on a level playing field. We all meet the same standards, and therefore we receive the same benefits. And specifically, financial aid is one of those benefits. And there is talk of legislation speaking to all schools needing to be accredited for financial aid to pay for students' education. And before that becomes law, then we want to be ahead of the game and get our program accredited and meet this national standard.
Very good. So tell me about the accreditation agency and what's all involved in accreditation. There are two questions there.
Certainly. We are going through the ACEN, which is the Accreditation Commission for Education in Nursing. And the process is to meet their 6 outcome standards and all of the criteria along with that. And in that document, I speak to how Alpena Community College meets all of those. It speaks to our mission and philosophy, our faculty, our students, our curriculum, our resources, and then how we measure our outcomes to say that we do all those things.
Very comprehensive look at the nursing program at ACC, and a very impressive program it is. Can you share with the viewers an overall sense for how you had to engage this material to meet that criteria, the writing process?
It involved the community college as a community. I needed to sit down and speak with Rob Roos, the director of financial aid, Lori Dazinski, the head of registration. I worked tirelessly with Kathy Marsh, the dean of instruction. We've even had meetings. I also did a mock site visit with Marilyn Schmidt, who helped us recognize what we might not have seen before the site visit. All of that went into this report, and then I've had 2 faculty retreats where my faculty broke down the specific criteria and worked together to meet and produce this self-study report.
How long have you been working on it, and how many hours do you think you've devoted to this, as you put it, coffee table book?
This has been about an 18-month endeavor, and hours are too numerous to count.
What would the value of accreditation, you had referenced to being, people being on programs being on a level playing field. The value of accreditation to your program is what?
Well, it recognizes us as a standard in Michigan. Also, as students proceed on for their bachelor's or master's degrees, many times on the application it's going to ask, did you come from an accredited school? And with this accreditation, we can say yes. And a lot of people misunderstand accreditation and state approval. We have always been a state-approved nursing school. So that doesn't change at all. We're going for a higher standard. And we believe that we meet that standard, and we want our students to be able to say that they graduated from an accredited school.
That's wonderful. So the benefit really would accrue most directly to the students who
Correct.
could, on their resume, say that they came from an ACEN accredited program, which will
Correct.
help them in comparison to some student from another place that's not.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So how long does the accreditation last when we, let's think positively, when we get it?
Absolutely. Well, we'll find out in March of 2016, and the accreditation is for a 10-year cycle.
Outstanding. So walk us through what happens between now and March.
The next big hurdle that we have will be our actual site visit. September 29th through October 1st, we will have 4 site visitors here to scrutinize every aspect of our program. They will visit our clinical sites, they will come to our classrooms, they will meet with yourself and other members of the staff at ACC, my students, even the public. They want to meet with everyone. After that site visit, they will produce a report. I will be given a chance to refute anything that they bring up. Then that will be presented at a meeting end of February, and then schools get informed the beginning of March of next year.
That sounds pretty thorough. My experience with accreditation, we did a self-study in 2000, from 2006 and 2008, and I wrote the self-study, and when the site team was here, it felt like a very thorough physical. But it's a great process. It airs out things. Will the community or people or places where our students do clinicals be involved in this process?
Absolutely. We have specific times set aside, and the time for the community will be on September 30th from 2 to 3 in the afternoon, and we're planning to have that in the Granum Theater. And that would give an opportunity for alumni, anybody in the community that has had any exposure to our nursing program, to come and speak to the accreditors and let them know what a great program we do have here.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that. I was, as I was working through the document, I was impressed by the credentials of the faculty and your own credentials. Could you speak from your perspective as to the capabilities, the experience, the professionalism of the faculty that you work with?
We have a diverse faculty. Our newest faculty member has 32 years of military experience. He has served in the Mideast, and 3 of my faculty, actually 4, are either going or are nurse practitioners. And so we see the need to continue our education. Everyone attends conferences. We always try to stay with that evidence-based practice and stay cutting edge. I'm very fortunate to work with such dedicated and devoted individuals.
It's a great group. Where do you see nursing at ACC possibly heading in the future?
Well, in the future, I would love to expand the program. I would love to see more students be accepted, and I would like to see an advance in our facilities, to bring up a new lab, to possibly extend to Hush, and we're slowly building a lab down there, but I would like to see it grow further.
Great. And how many students would we have in the nursing program now?
Currently, we're sitting at 73 with the opportunity to take 80.
Wonderful. Well, folks, thanks for tuning in. Talk of the Town. We had a great overview of ACC's nursing program from the director, Melissa Fournier, who has, as you can see from her self-study, has put a lot of work into preparing for accreditation, which will happen this fall. And come March, we will be ACEN accredited at ACC. And thank you for your efforts.
Thank you.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.